day 24. 24 videos in a row. Will we make it to 30? Yes, we have to. So, not too worried about that. Actually, 31, because technically, October has 31 days. Which is why, anyway, regardless of my inability to do simple math like counting, it's time, once again, to start the day and go to work. I think it's windier today than it was yesterday. When I was driving in, I actually could see light, like street lamps were moving in the breeze. Breeze is a very wrong term for it. In the super wind, if you will. They're wearing some kind of wind advisory as well, so I shouldn't be that surprised. But we'll see. There were power outages yesterday for, residential areas and things like that, so I think that's probably going to continue into today. I'm in an area where there's not a lot to really get blown over. It's not a newer area, but their trees aren't very big, and I'm not too concerned. I think all of the power lines in this area are buried lines, so when the power lines are buried, there's a lot less risk of wind causing damage to take the power out. So, I don't know. Should be an interesting day. Like I said, it's time for work, so we'll go do that, and then afterwards maybe we'll do something a little more interesting. Who knows? So, bear with me. I'll be seeing you guys shortly. Hi guys. Tonight I'm just going to do a little quick kind of show and tell-ish type video because I'm a little tired and I do want to still put something out, but I need to get to bed a little earlier, so I have some stuff in the morning I need to do. So one of the things that I have been doing for years is collecting classic video games and video game systems. Some of that stuff I have here and some of it is in storage. But I wanted to talk to you tonight a little bit about the Game Boy Advance. I think the Game Boy Advance is probably, well, I don't know for sure, probably my favorite handheld game. I do like the original Game Boy, and the DS has its pluses, but the Game Boy Advance is the one that I have the most games for. Because if you really think about it, back then the games weren't that expensive compared to, say, some of the bigger newer games. I have, somewhere in storage, I have all of the Game Boy Advance iterations. I have the, the original kind of one, you could look it up. It had the purple one. I actually pre-ordered it from Walmart and had it sent to me when it came out. I also have the SP, which is the one that opens. And then I have the one that I have here, and that's this guy in this bag here, is the Game Boy Micro, which actually I think is kind of an amazing piece of technology. I do have the shadowing there. I have the Famicom version, so it's real shiny. It's kind of cool. It's small though, and the screen's actually really nice, but it is really small. It has all the buttons you'd expect, and the game goes in the bottom here. Now this one can only play Game Boy Micro games, and it does have a headphone jack, which I believe, I can't remember which one of them didn't have a headphone jack, which was kind of annoying. And then you have your buttons here. So this is one that I remember I got it inexpensively when they were starting to go out of fashion. It used to be easier to collect a little bit of the classic ones because places would have still new stock, but they would sell them. This was prior to really people being collectors, like with the Game Boy, or not the Game Boy, with the like NES Classic and that kind of stuff. You just didn't, you had enough stock that you didn't really have to worry about not having it. But these are harder to get now. And these had interchangeable faceplates. I don't have any of the faceplates. I just have this one, but I do enjoy playing games on it from time to time. Let's see what we've got in here. The game that I have been playing recently was Harry Potter Game Boy Advance game, which is kind of fun, but it is really hard to see. I'll see if I can show you how difficult it actually is to see the game when you're playing it. So there you've got the, is it right up? And it's not too bad, but like I said, it's a very small screen. It's highly detailed and backlit, but like I said, hard to see. So that's just the loading screen there. I would like to maybe do some more video gaming type things. I actually have another channel that I'm thinking about launching that's entirely devoted to like retro games and retro toys, stuff like that. So the framework is in place for that channel. I just don't know if I want to do multiple channels, if I want to try to put everything under one channel. I don't know, that's a hard decision because it's easier to manage one channel than to try to manage multiple ones. But we'll see. That kind of shows you that game. And I just want to show you some of the games I do have in my collection. One of them being, you know, the Harry Potter. I'll kind of go over a few of them real quick. I don't know if I go over all of them because like I said, I have quite a few. So let me just do like the highlights here. Like you don't really need to know that I have like All-Star Baseball, but okay. So this is Kingdom Hearts. This is the, what's it called? Chain of Memories. I loved Kingdom Hearts on the PS2, and I have Kingdom Hearts for the PS3, the whatever that one is, the 2.5 or whatever. This game I found to be incredibly difficult, the Game Boy Advance version. I need to try it again, but it uses like a card battle-based system that I couldn't figure out. But if you don't know what that is, it's a mix of kind of like you know, the company made Final Fantasy and Disney, so there's a Disney property into this. So I really do enjoy Kingdom Hearts. I'm kind of excited to see what the next one's going to be that comes out and if I'll be able to play it. I don't have any modern gaming systems. The newest system I have is the Xbox 360. I don't have anything newer than that. I would love to get a Switch, but I just don't know if I can afford that. Maybe someday. So back to more of the games that I have. I have a collection. I really like the ports of the Super Mario games. So I do have Super Mario World Advance, Super Mario World 2. Those are good games. Super Mario Brothers 3. This is probably my favorite game ever. It's Super Mario Advance 4, Super Mario Bros. 3, so it's a port of the Super Mario Bros. 3 for NES. By far, when I think about video games in memory from childhood growing up, Mario Bros. 3 is like the one game I really remember. Even though growing up I didn't have an NES, I actually had a Sega Genesis that I purchased with my own money from having a paper route. But I remember staying at a friend's house prior to, I think it was the science fair at school, and I had already eaten dinner, so they were having dinner and I was just hanging out, and her brother had just got Super Mario Brothers 3, and he actually let me play it while they were eating, and it was amazing, and I wished I had an NES. I have 2 NESs now, so I have multiple copies of this game, but now I kind of want to just sit and play this all night, so that's a danger. And then Super Mario Advance 3, this is Yoshi's Island. This one game I haven't played as much, but it's still a pretty good one. I think I have the DS version of this one as well. And then I have Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, which I think is an RPG version of Mario, which is kind of a fun game. My favorite other like genre Mario, which I don't have like the Game Boy Advance version of, I don't know if there was one, I'll be honest with you, is Paper Mario. I have the N64 Paper Mario and I think GameCube Paper Mario. Possibly the Wii game, I'm not sure, but I love that franchise as well. Let me talk a little bit, and then I'm going to do one other thing here, and we're going to talk about the games that I own that are not so great. Specifically, any game made by THQ. THQ makes, they're just not great games. They make a lot of the like licensed games. At least in my experience, at least for Game Boy Advance, anything made by THQ, did not like and enjoy. This is, do you remember the show from Nickelodeon, Rocket Power? I really love that show. So I got the Rocket Power game. This game is awful. I should do a whole review video on how awful this game is. Other people might disagree, but I think it's awful. I have the Disney Atlantis game. I've never gone into this game. Again, these are games that are for the Game Boy Advance that don't even have save features. They still use passwords like you did on the NES. Like you have to write down a code to get to the next level. That's not good. Let's see. And then I guess I also have Mario Kart. This funny story about this. This was my original copy. It has bite marks on it. It's kind of sad now, but one night my dog growing up, it got mixed in with some papers or something, so she was chewing on it and she actually bit into this cartridge. It still works fine, and it's just sort of a way to remember her. A weird way to remember her, but I miss her. So she was a good dog. Oh, and I have Wario Land 4, and I actually have Wario Land for the Virtual Boy, which maybe someday I'll show you guys that as well. That I know is in storage though, so I don't have it here. WarioWare, which is another one I have, those are great games. Anything Wario is pretty good. And then I have a couple Sonic games, Sonic 1 and 2. Sonic being the other game I really remember from my childhood, because again, I said I had the Sega Genesis, that's what I had. I wanted this game to be really good. Inspector Gadget, it's not that great. This, let's see, Golden Sun, this game I've played a lot. Until I got to the point where I got lost and I couldn't play anymore. So I put it away and then I got it out again. And I got lost again, but still, I love this game. And then, I think, finally from these, we've got, you know, Zelda the Four Swords. That's another classic. And then Harvest Moon. I love Harvest Moon games. And I love Animal Crossing games. But Harvest Moon, this one is Friends of Mineral Town. So I kind of feel like I want to play these games again. And then I just have a few other just shovelware type games that are super cheap. So no real reason to go over those. But anyway, yeah, so that is a little look at Game Boy Advance games for you. And hopefully everybody's having a good night. Again, some of these videos are just me trying to get a video out because I'm trying to do them every day. And but with that, Cooper and I would like to say peace and good night, everybody.